Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. For today's topic, Gabe will be sharing with us about this little known secret that will change how you view social media marketing. Again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in and enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well and hope your week is off to a good start already. I'm excited to share this with you because it's something that I get a lot of questions about as it relates to social media marketing. And it's something that even though social media has been around for years, it's still something that I think is easy to confuse or easy to not really understand the purpose of social media marketing. In my experience as a marketer, as an entrepreneur, as someone that really likes to serve my audience and help them grow, social media is a huge part of that process. And for you, whether you're an individual building a personal brand, which may be just your personal brand, or you're building that personal brand so you can grow your business presence, or if you're a business to business, provider or company service provider, whatever it might be, it's easy to get confused and honestly probably discouraged with social media because we've heard for ever now, years, right? Probably decades almost now, of like, you need to be active, you need to be posting, you need to be out there. And I don't think that people understand why they need to do that. And because if you don't understand why, it's really hard to be consistent and follow through. And as you know, if you've listened to any of these episodes, I talk about consistency a ton because consistency is what matters over time. You can do something once, like we talked about on yesterday's show, or you can do it dozens of times. But the person that attempts something once, it'll be very difficult to find success. And even if you do find success, it'll be incredibly difficult to replicate that success because you've not taken the time to learn what works, to try and fail, to test and observe. And marketing, one of the things that is something I've studied for years, and the numbers have stayed essentially consistent, even across new platforms, something like TikTok, or there was an app that was really popular a while ago called Clubhouse, which I know is still out there, but kind of not quite as prominent as it was about a year or so ago. But with all of the social media platforms, new or old, the thing to remember is that only 3 to 5% of your viewers are going to engage. And so I want to show you that. I'm going to see if this is always an interesting thing to try camera to camera. But I have my Instagram profile pulled up, and there is a little video there that says 1,600 or 10,000, views. And when you click in on that, or when you see something, let me see if I can find, here's a better one. Here is somebody posting about their walk outside in nature. And if we scroll up, I can see there are 8 likes. And again, you can do this on your own device. It's a little bit easier. But if I click on that 8 likes in Instagram, I can actually see that there are 680 plays right at the top here. And so I always do the math because that's something about. So if I take 8 likes and I divide that by 680 views, in that case, only like 2% of people have engaged with that video. We'll take a post. Now we'll look at Facebook. We'll take a post that I did from a few days ago. Again, it's always interesting to see if I can get this to show up. But on this post, you can see I've got like 50 likes and engagements. Now, Facebook recently, for some reason, changed my profile to a professional profile, which lets me see everything that's going on. So if I click into see insights, I can actually see there were 791 impressions and 83 engagements overall. So if I were just to take, the 8 comments that were on the post compared to 791 people that saw it, or even if I take the total engagements that Facebook is showing me, 83 engagements against 791 impressions, I can divide 783 by 791. And that shows me I got pretty high engagement on that, about 10%. But if you go through and you look at Instagram and you click on those videos that have all the likes, tracked there, you'll see that it's only about 3 to 5% on most things. Sometimes it's a little bit lower, sometimes it's a little bit higher, but it's just kind of human nature. We view things, which is engagement. We're looking at something, we're checking it out, we're watching it, but only about 3 to 5% of people will take that extra step and take an action, and they'll like it or comment. And then, that shows you can show that they've actually engaged with it. But the point of that is that when you put a post out there and you get 1 or 2 likes, or you get a little bit of engagement that you can see, in reality, there's been significantly more, 10 or 20 or even more times, 10 or 20 times minimum, folks have seen that post and seen your name, your message, what you're putting out there. And that's the point of social media. It's about owning your brand presence. It's about being consistent in front of your audience. It's about letting them know what you stand for. And it's that consistency and over time that adds up. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because I have consistently shown up on social media for years, and things like this happen very frequently. I'll get a message from somebody and say, so-and-so recommended you because they know that you can run great Google ads for them. Or so-and-so recommended you because I know they said that you're really good at building websites. And I will often have no idea who they're talking about or who referred me. And that happens because I've showed up consistently in front of people that want to make referrals, engage in my content, follow through with what I'm posting, what we're posting as a business. And it's that consistency over time that builds trust. I know, based on looking at the stats in my social feeds, based on what I see, and this applies on email as well, which we're not going to get a whole lot into today, but I know that I can get thousands and thousands of impressions over the course of a week. And I know that there's people that have seen my content hundreds of times before they engage. And oftentimes, those are the folks that will reach out and say, I've been following you for a couple of years. I'm ready to work with you. Or I've been following you for a couple of years. I'd like some coaching or support on this, whatever it might be. And so it's easy for us, being ego-driven humans, which is totally normal and totally okay. It's easy to get discouraged and think, oh, I posted about this, nobody engaged with it, it didn't work. That's not necessarily true. Not everything is going to get an immediate direct, response from your audience. And oftentimes it's just a matter of the fact that you haven't shown up consistently enough yet. And that person in your audience is going to need you in the future, but they don't need you today. And so because you're discouraged, you don't keep posting and getting to that point where they need you. And then things fall apart. But if you play the long game, and if you remember that what you see is only 3 to 5% of the total reach and engagement for what you're posting, then that will encourage you, hopefully, to continue at it and to keep posting. And so regardless, again, like I said, if you're building a personal brand, if you're posting for your business, whatever you're doing, don't allow the day-to-day, small picture that you get to see of people engaging to discourage you and keep you from seeing that there's, again, 10, 20, sometimes even 30 times the number of people are seeing your content and taking note of it and saying, oh, they showed up again, or they still offer that service, or they're still out there trying to serve and help people. That's the secret of social media, is that it's not about posting and getting a reaction today, or like the type of reaction you want, of like somebody calling you up or messaging you and wanting to work with you. The point of it is to show up consistently in the community that you're a part of. And so much of the community that we live in today is online. It's a hybrid of the offline things we get to do connected with the online things we get to do with the social networks that we get to engage with. So today I want to encourage you and remind you that don't just rely on those metrics you can see, but instead realize that what you put out there reaches so many more people. And if you're willing to be consistent, if you're willing to play the long game, then you will be able to use this little secret in social media to your advantage, and you'll be able to grow your brand in the long run, and it will snowball into something incredible over time. So keep at it. Don't be discouraged. Stick with it. If you need help with social media posting, it's something that we help our clients automate and make it really time efficient and effective. So you can reach out at businessmarketingengine.com today. And if you need anything else on the marketing front, we'd love to serve you. We're looking forward to hearing from you. And remember, keep posting, keep showing up. It's going to make a difference in the long run. So don't give up.